Hello everyone, welcome back to Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. In the last part, we explored more of the Master's Keep. We also purified both Stella and Loretta and opened up the second half of the Portrait Worlds. In this part, we'll be tackling one of the Portrait Worlds. Also, I'm showing off the Agni's Flame, which is a weapon that we got from the Flame Demons. We'll just be going from right to left, honestly. We'll be starting off with this world, this Portrait World, which is the Dark Academy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Dark Academy. This is the mirror world, or mirror dark version of the forest painting world, which we were in a couple of parts ago. Basically, these four Portrait Worlds are dark, or sort of mirror versions of the or different versions of the four Portrait Worlds that we had, before this. So you might be thinking, oh, so it's just like it's just like a filler or whatever, which some people might say, but I think that it's quite alright. They still vary up the aesthetic a little bit. Like, this is clearly a way darker tone than the forest of whatever, I don't remember the name, and you've got new enemies and such. One thing showing off here with the Flame Sword, or Agni's Flame, is that it does tend to hit more than once, since the flame it leaves behind after every slash also does damage, which is very useful for stationary enemies, or enemies in general that big enemies that can take more damage from one strike. It's a pretty decent weapon. Here we get assaulted by Fleamen, or Fleamans. I don't even know if you're supposed to pluralize it by saying Fleamen. But and then we also have these trees that periodically spawn more Fleamen. Very annoying. These wak-wak trees, as they call it. But you can destroy them by just cutting off or attacking the branches. Otherwise, yeah, you can see this area is very reminiscent of the forest. God, I can't remember the name. Oh my god, that's the worst. But the forest painting world. And in that video, I talked about how it reminded me of like a school, and how we had all the witches and stuff. And I think that's mostly because of this painting world, because this one is called the Dark Academy, which definitely, says more about it being, some sort of school area, or an academy, university, whatever. Here we have, crows, also the Lightkeeper. I think that was the name. I should pay more attention. Wow. But we also get another integral spell for Charlotte here, the Owl Morph, which lets us basically take to the skies and conquer pretty much anything. We also here have the Minotaur enemy, which is a very important enemy, as the Minotaur is one of the few enemies that give a lot of mastery points when using sub-weapons, which we will be, or that's where you can do grinding to master sub-weapons. If you have 2 mastery rings, you can get 40 mastery points per kill with a sub-weapon. Minotaurs are very, very useful. And here we get to try out the Owl Morph as well. I find it kind of interesting that they give you the Owl Morph so early on in this painting world, and that it's not like a reward for killing the boss, but I guess it's you've gotten this far in the game, you should be able to use it. And I guess they wanted to do some level design around the Owl Morph instead of giving it to you like at the end, where you wouldn't have any practice with it or anything. Not that it's entirely necessary for a lot of the upcoming stuff, but you had to use it here. which is interesting. And I'm sure a lot of people, or some people might actually be stumped where they come to this area and they can't get up this vertical shaft. And then, you know, you have to do some more exploring, and then, you know, it's really just around the corner where you find the Almorph. We also have way more of these annoying imp enemies, although with a long-range weapons you can take them out quite easily with the whip, or, you know, any other long-range weapon like the Heaven's Sword, possibly, since they don't have a lot of health. Here we also find the Flame Whip, which is stronger than the Rose Stem Whip, but it also has a Flame Elemental, so it'll do more damage towards enemies that are weak to either fire or the whip element, but at the same time it will do much less damage to enemies that are weak, that are strong against fire, which is a shame because it's, you know, it's a pretty cool weapon. I do like the Fire Whip myself. I'm not sure how it works, because I mean, I guess it's more or less a leather whip coated in like oil or whatever to simulate the flame effect, but at the same time it's Castlevania, they have weird magic shit, so I mean, it doesn't really matter, honestly. There we picked up a trident from the Imp, which is a spear type weapon. This is actually pretty good. But I prefer the Flame Whip, at least in this instance. As I've said like 100 times, I do like the whip weapons because of the long range and stuff like that, and also because you get a lot of skills and stuff that work with the whip. Here we have ghouls. Ghouls are basically like zombies, but when they die they turn into skeletons, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass, because, you know, the skeletons are more annoying than zombies. They have their projectile and everything. Not that you should be afraid of skeletons this far into the game. You probably have very good defense and stuff, so their projectiles won't do much to you. I mean, they're not powered up skeletons or anything, they're just the normal skeletons. And one might even say that, oh, well, since the ghouls have their own unique drops, and the skeletons do as well, you can farm 2 enemies at once. Even though you probably should have everything that the skeleton drops at this point, since you face off against them quite a lot. And here we see the Flame Whip being shit, because these enemies are strong against fire, so I couldn't really do much to them. I mean, I could, except that it would just take forever to dispose of them. Here we have another ruler sword. I've already shown off fighting this thing, so I'm going to skip it this time, because I don't like the ruler sword. We also have lesser demons. The lesser demon was actually a boss fight in Symphony of the Night, but here they're just treated as normal enemies. The fun thing about the lesser demons is that they can multiply themselves and create clones, or more lesser demons, which you can use to your advantage to do some farming and stuff. Here we have another final armor. I've talked about the final armor. I haven't really shown off how to destroy them very well, but you can basically use the 1000 blades, which throws around 45 to 49 knives, or in this case it was like 48, so I just had to tap it twice with the whip to get the desired results of destroying it. That's a very simple way to destroy the final armor, which, you know, some people have issues because they don't think about using you know, spells or such, or even the 1000 blades thing, because, oh, it costs a lot of mana, but honestly it's just way easier, because, you know, it's so time consuming to just stand there and attack it forever. I guess you could use something like the Illusion Fist or the Bullet Punch to inflict damage much faster, but honestly I just don't think it's worth it, because the risk is much higher. And here we even have another sort of new enemy, I guess. I'm not sure, I don't think we've seen this one before. The Malphas. Basically, it was a boss in Symphony of the Night, also in Dawn of Sorrow, I think. And in Dawn of Sorrow it gave you the double jump, as far as I'm aware. In Symphony of the Night I think it was just a boss that sort of transitional boss between two areas of the castle. Malphas is quite easy to take down, you know, pretty simple. It does a lot of like projectile stuff though, which can be hard to dodge. Here we have a room with 100 million freaking imps, which can be really annoying unless you have something that can attack a wide area and take out multiple imps at the same time. Which, you know, in this case, I do have the whip. I love my whip. It's really nice. It's good. Whips are nice. Otherwise, this area is, you know, mostly here we definitely see the whole school theme of like we have chalkboards and we have books, a bookcase in the background. You get all kinds of stuff. You know, things like that really. I think we'll actually be coming up to yeah, a war point here, as well as hey, it should be around here. I don't know. I think I maybe might be skipping it now, but there is an area. Oh yeah, we have this weird area where you walk and you see bloody handprints on the wall as you're advancing. It's a bit creepy, I'll admit. I don't even know. I don't really know where it's coming from, but you know, it's kind of, you know, whatever at the same time. You know, it's nice, very atmospheric. I like that. Otherwise, you know, Dark Academy, whatever. It's a nice mirror version of the Forest of something death. I don't even know. Yeah, Light Keepers are also strong against fire, so don't use the fire whip on them. Even though I totally do it. Here I show off the Axe Mumber dual attack as well, which we haven't seen before, I think. Basically, as you saw, you sort of tether an enemy in between yourself and Charlotte, and then you do massive damage. But we also have this demon mask thing, which is quite annoying. It has a lot of health and it's a bit hard to take down. We also have the that thing, the ghoul, not the ghoul, but the lion hex thing. You can get, I think, a spell drop from it, but I'm not sure. You know, here's just, I really like the atmosphere of this place with the rain and everything, and that you have areas that are both inside and outside. This feels like it's supposed to be like not really a roof, but more or less like an outside area to relax. Or, I mean, if this had been in a world where it wasn't raining and really dark and stuff, you know, this could definitely be like a outside, you know, relaxation area. But as it is now, you know, whatever. Here we have the boss door as well. But, you know, this painting world, pretty sizable, not gigantic by any means, but not too small either. You definitely got some good stuff out of it. Here we have Frankenstein's monster, or the creature as it's called in this game. Basically, Frankenstein, well, not really Frankenstein, because I'm gonna be that guy who's like, oh, it's actually Dr. Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein. But he has a pretty wide variety of attacks, both if you're far away and also if you are close by. He does have a lot of health as well, so it's very recommended to use dual attacks or spells or something that will, you know, eat away at his health pretty quickly. The machine gun blast can be dodged by doing kick jumps, although it's hard to dodge them on the way down, of course, but you know, that's just damage that you might have to eat. And then, as we saw before, he can also do as a lightning shock attack, like right there. That one is best avoided by actually standing close to him, since it arcs away from him and not too close to him. Also, he can do a grab attack, which I don't think I show off because, well, I'm just that pro. Well, not really. I'm terrible at this game. But yeah. Then he also has a rocket missile attack where he shoots out a rocket that explodes and does pretty hefty amount of damage. I think it showed up in the beginning of the fight. And there you see me failing really badly with the axe bomber. The problem with the axe bomber is that the area of effect is pretty small, which is a shame, but you know, it's still very effective when you do get the sweet spot. And then we see a pretty interesting death animation. I really like how he just like falls apart to sort of reinforce the fact that he's just like something built by a human and not whatever. And then at the end of this painting world, I guess we, you know, if you just want to go from painting world to painting world, you can do so, because they just throw you in like a hub world with more painting worlds. And we see that one of the painting worlds that had a fire on top of it is now unlocked, the one to the left here, which is the mirror world of the Nation of Fools. We will be tackling that in the next video, actually, but for now we're done with the Dark Academy. I will be coming back here to do side quests and such, and also to master sub skills, although that will mostly be off screen. I'll show off anything that's interesting, but for now, thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike it, please leave a dislike and a comment. I'll see you next time.